I want you to think of your public speaking anxiety like 3 addictions. The first addiction is your addiction to your own thoughts and feelings. Most of us automatically identify with our thoughts and feelings without even realizing it. So we'll say things like, I am nervous. I am tense. Now notice what you're doing when you say that. You are putting your own identity onto the way that you feel. So instead of saying, I am nervous, say, I feel nervous. When you do that, you create a separation between what you're feeling and who you actually are. Now, if you're very sensitive and careful, you will notice that you have your thoughts and feelings on one level, but behind that, or beyond that, you have an awareness of those thoughts and feelings. So if you want to be really good at public speaking, one of the first things you can do is learn how to identify with that awareness, that observing presence, rather than the thoughts and feelings themselves. This creates a subject-object separation. And what it does is it prevents you from getting sucked into your thoughts and feelings. You are no longer at the mercy of these random neurotic thoughts that will come up. Oh, what if I mess up? These random thoughts and feelings will come up automatically and naturally, and you shouldn't try to suppress them. Instead, what you need to do is create a separation between you and those thoughts and feelings. The second addiction behind your public speaking anxiety is your addiction to other people's approval of you. When you start to fixate on what's going on in somebody else's mind, their judgment of you, whether they think you look cool or dumb, their judgment of what you're saying, when that becomes the focus of your attention, this will pull you out of the present moment and get you to start thinking neurotically about what the next perfect thing to say is. Or you will start to think neurotically about that dumb thing that you just said. You are addicted to your audience's approval of you because you want to fit in. You want to feel accepted by the group. And this is a totally natural feeling. It stems back thousands, maybe millions of years. It's hardwired into your DNA. But the problem is this. When you fixate on somebody else's approval of you, something that is actually totally out of your control, what that does is it creates a wanting, taking energy. Now you need something from that person. You need their approval. And here's the really interesting part of this. The other person becomes an obstacle to their own approval of you. It's like you're trying to get around that person to gain their approval. You need it. Remember this, addiction to approval is always addiction to control. You want to control somebody else's thoughts. And this is a really toxic approach to public speaking. You want to avoid it. The third addiction that is contributing to your public speaking anxiety is the addiction to being right or to being superior. When you identify with your thoughts, one of the first things that will happen is that you will start to judge the world around you. And when you judge the world around you, you will start to view other people as competition. You will start to compare yourself against other people. Your desire to be the best at something can serve you really well in many areas in life. For example, if you're starting a business, you want to be the best in your industry or niche. If you are in sports, you want to be the best at the sport that you're playing. One area in life, though, where this mindset does not serve you at all is public speaking. With public speaking, there is no best. In fact, the best public speakers learn to stop comparing themselves to other people altogether. When you want to be the best you can be at public speaking, what this does is it actually pulls you out of the present moment and it makes you focus more on performing and getting to a future outcome rather than connecting with your audience right now. The goal of public speaking, in other words, and this sounds weird, but it's true, is to not win. I have a longer video on this topic right here.